What is up? I am here in beautiful North Carolina, Davidson to be exact, Stephen Curry's old stomping grounds, and I'm in the middle of this cool train track. And I was talking to one of the old heads up there, and I was wondering. I asked him if like any trains kind of come around here, and he said he hasn't seen a train come through here in the past couple of years. So I'm going to trust his memory and I'm going to just sit here. And if a train does come, it'll make for great YouTube content. And also, I will jump my ass out of the way as fast as possible. So, today I wanted to give you something like just very simple, very quick in terms of something that we've been doing at our gym for, let's just say, the past, I think, like 4 years. It's something very innocuous. It's something very simple, and a lot of people actually miss this point entirely when they get off diet. When they let's just say they take one of the challenges with us, or they diet hard for a specific period of time. Over time, this seems to get lost in translation. So, one of the things that we find, especially with a lot of our clients, is the easiest way not only to stick to a diet, but also to make sure the diet is essentially working efficiently for you, is to eat within your own circadian rhythm. So what the fuck does that mean? You're probably like, circadian what? Well, okay, so we all have this natural circadian clock in our bodies. Think about it this way: you go to sleep and you wake up at fairly the same amount of time. Let's just say you want to change your wake up schedule. So instead of waking up at 9, you want to wake up at 8. Essentially, you force yourself, or you would actually start waking up at 8, forcing yourself to wake up at 8, and every single day. And after maybe a week or a week and a half's time, your body's going to naturally start to acclimate to waking up at 8. You probably felt this before, or you probably have experienced it sometime in your life, if not experiencing it now. Now, that's in regards to sleep. The circadian rhythm also affects your body in terms of when you eat. Now, I'm not saying you should eat breakfast in the morning. I'm not saying you should not eat later at night or anything like that. But what I am saying is, the more you acclimate your body to a natural schedule of eating, not only is it better in terms of sticking to a diet habitually, or sticking to like the things that you want to eat, but also your body actually responds in a positive way hormonally, especially when it comes to ghrelin, growth hormone, and leptin. Now, I'll extrapolate on those hormones a little bit on a different video, because those topics are very vast in terms of how they regulate your hunger and also affect your fat loss. But what I am going to say is that with the coming from a pure practitioner's point of view, with the clients that we've worked with, around the girls who have adopted a regular schedule of eating and have stuck with it for, let's just say, a good month's time, they actually are we find that they are better able to not only lose the weight that they set out to gain, but they're able to actually keep it off just by following a regular schedule, and sometimes eating foods that are outside of diet, junk food, alcohol perhaps. So one of the best things that you could ever do for yourself, especially if you want to win at this weight loss game in the long term, is simply set a regular feeding schedule for yourself, just like you would a puppy. Set a regular feeding schedule for yourself. Our favorite one to do, that 80% of our girls acclimate to, is eating at 12, eating at 4, or eating at 8. So you can copy that, or you can make whatever schedule that you want, and make sure that you stick to that schedule for at least, let's just say, 2 weeks. Every single day, stick to that schedule. Don't worry about the foods you're eating. Just stick to the schedule of eating. That's the very first part. What you will find when doing this is, one, your hunger is going to be regulated. You are going to find that during the times that you set for yourself to eat for the next past 2 weeks, your hunger schedule will actually be acclimated to the times that you trained yourself to eat. It only takes like 2 weeks time to do that. So how does that benefit you? Well, one, you know when your hunger is going to come, right? And you know when you're feeling hunger at a certain point in time, you can actually determine whether or not you're actually hungry or whether or not you're feeling stressed or you're feeling any type of emotion. And hunger regulation is one of the keys to essentially losing weight. So that's number one. Number two, what you're going to find is that by following the schedule, you're going to find your body naturally acclimates to a certain time of eating and also to a certain frequency of eating. Here's what I mean. What happens when you actually follow this schedule for yourself and you commit to it? Your body is going to tell you when it's actually hungry. So the trick for this whole circadian diet thing, for the whole circadian rhythm to work, is to actually listen to your body. So what we found is, some examples is that some girls acclimate to only eating 2 meals a day because the middle meal they just really don't feel hungry in. And what do a lot of people do when they are scheduled to eat and they're not feeling hungry? They force themselves to eat during that time, even when the body's telling them not to do it. So if your body's natural circadian rhythm is telling you to not eat at this particular time, listen to it. It's telling you exactly what you need to know and what your body's naturally acclimated to do. And the other thing that what you're going to find is that, I'm not going to say weight miraculously comes off of your body, but you're going to actually find that you have greater control over your diet. And on the very flip side of what you're not realizing is that all these hormonal responses in your body are basically being stimulated, or they're being stimulated in a positive way. Ghrelin, it actually helps the secretion of growth hormone, and this in turn affects leptin. So what you want to do in terms of following this diet is making sure that, one, you follow it for 2 weeks, bare minimum. Just follow it for 2 weeks, follow a regular eating schedule, and during that time, this is number two, listen to your body. Your body's going to tell you exactly when it wants to eat, when it's actually going to feel those natural hunger pangs. Not when you force feed your body at randomized times, but when you actually put it under a regular schedule of eating. And I don't know who says it, I think it's the Buddhists or someone says it, I don't even know who it is. They say you have to go to your extremes to find your balance. So you have to go to the extreme of actually stringent or strictly following a meal schedule to find exactly what that balance of meal frequency and meal timing is for you. So this is going to be the first video in a line of a few, because this kind of just broaches the topic of why this is so beneficial for you. But for now, let's just say based on the results of all of my clients, I've worked with thousands throughout the 8 years of our existence in this transformation space. I would say the number one habit that you want to be adopting at this very moment, following a regular meal schedule, which will show you exactly what your circadian rhythm is in terms of eating. So that's it. I'm gonna be I didn't get hit by a train, so that's awesome. I'm going to be going back to the office and working on what we need to work on. And I hope you got a lot of benefit out of this, and, just try it out. A lot of times people will start to come up with reasons as to why they shouldn't be doing this, and they'll try to come up with all sorts of rationalizations. The thing is that if you haven't been doing this and you haven't been seeing any types of results in regards to decreasing your weight, it may not be such a bad thing to do. And on the flip side, it will help with not only short-term weight loss, but also long-term weight loss, keeping the weight off. And I think we can all agree that's an awesome thing. All right, so back to work. Talk to you soon.